in GPU world, whatever. Everything is triangle. And this has been catastrophic so far. This computer didn't even turn on. So it's like day 9 of writing a GPU shader. I'm writing a JavaScript engine. Well, it's already done. But it's 32-bit. I have to convert it to 64-bit. Then I'm going to go through the JavaScript standard. This has not been met, especially the modern ones. I think for like 10, 15 years, whatever. The 816-page standard for the Mod 262, that's the standard for JavaScript. JavaScript is a brand. The language itself is standardized by the standard. And JavaScript calls themselves compliant to the standard when they aren't. It's like saying a car without wheels is a car because you call it a car. It's like, no, you either have wheels or you don't. I have wheels, and they've been going in circles, trying to like get this GPU stuff figured out. In GPU land, triangles are squares, and squares are triangles. Nothing is real. It's all just made up bullshit to control how things are managed and like set up in GPU world. Because if the GPU is exposed like a processor with an architecture, like a instruction architecture set, it'd be real obvious that it's fake and it's just overpriced. You're not getting what you pay for. So instead, it's all hidden behind software and use structs and function calls that are all pre-made. I just hate it. I don't want to learn it because it's a waste of time. Except I'm adding to the standard after I meet it. I'm gonna do on YouTube Live, whatever. I'm still getting there. Time is continuous. It keeps moving forwards. I'm about 2 weeks behind where I was. And this has eaten up 9 days so far of my time. I can't take it. It's ridiculous. What I need though is a shader program to do this. I need to pixelate my display. I'm writing a JavaScript engine. Well, it's already done. I have to convert it. I wrote it 7 years ago. I have to convert it to 64-bit. So I have to finish that up. That's going to take 2-3 days. I have all bit shifting. Chatbot can't even bit shift. I don't know why I'm asking Chatbot for advice on how to write a shader, because Chatbot wasted way too much of my time. But basically, I need to like pixelate the display when I'm working on code that I'm not giving away for free. Because if I gave things away for free, I wouldn't have an engine to release. So I need this on Linux. Oh, my throat. I need some water. So I don't want to just take this guy's program. It doesn't run on Linux. I found some programs. They suck. They can't run on this first Gen i7 computer. And I'm writing on a first Gen i7 because I want to support the very first generation i7. and up from there, because this is a one potato computer. It's first generation. And I'm writing my JavaScript engine for video games, for making video games to run on, like actually in JavaScript, because nobody's done that. Nobody can even meet the standard. For the last 10, 11, 12 years, whatever. So nobody's going to be adding video game support in the browser natively, like ever. So I'm going to like bridge the gap, whatever. So this is the first Gen i7. It has like 8 megabytes cache. It's a very, very small amount of cache. So I need everything in my engine, since I'm writing it from the bottom up. I want to support the first Gen i7 up to the modern, what is i9? I don't know what it is. I haven't bought a new CPU in a bit. Except I'm streaming at like Ryzen 5 or whatever it is. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to new CPUs. Because they all suck. They haven't changed in years. Anyways. I want to support, if this is like a one potato computer, I'm going to support from a one potato computer to a 14 potato computer that's like 14th gen. So I need to write it on this first gen i7 if I'm going to be able to support from this to the newer i7s. Because video game engines, they do this thing where they like cut support if you don't have the newest thing. So I want to make sure that since I'm going to make like a video game browser basically, well, I don't want to go that far to make a whole browser, but I might have to. Okay, so basically though, I got a whole lot of shit I gotta figure out and get running. And I need a shader program basically to do what this shader program does on Windows, because I can't find one on Linux. But I don't want to just copy and steal his shader. So I have this video here, whatever, and I want to make my shader like this. I want to use my video, whatever, as background. And I want to pixelate the display and put the display inside of this pixelated box. I want like the car that's going to drive past in a second. I want to like get that too. So I'm going to get like some clips from this. I'll use this for the border instead of that as a border. So that way I get a shader. I'm not just taking somebody else's thing. So this is what I want. This is what I'm going to get. And I'm getting there. I don't know anything about GPU programming. Well, I do understand like the basic concepts, but I've never applied them or actually written anything on the GPU, and I hate it. This is terrible. It's like the worst experience ever. This is like learning cascading style sheets and how they apply to HTML and how JavaScript is tied into all of it when doing web design. Web design, you will never get paid enough for the amount of knowledge that you know. And the amount of money it takes to make a website costs so much money. Just debug, development, all that. You lose money when you make websites. In the web browser, they don't give a fuck. If they actually gave a fuck, they would meet the standards. In the web browser, the performance wouldn't be so terrible. It is freaking abysmal. So I'm going to meet the standard first. I'm going to go through page 1 to 800, whatever. I'm a couple weeks behind being on schedule because I'm writing a shader program. And I don't just want to steal some other guy's shader program, so I gotta like customize a bit. So that's basically where I'm at. Except when I get to this freaking standard. From page 1 to 816, I'm going to go through the whole thing. Every single header, subsection, I'm going to show on live stream as I go through the whole thing. Then I'm going to meet every single mother-loving bullet point to show how to meet a goddamn standard and that it's fucking possible, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna set a standard first by actually making an engine that meets the entire standard, okay? And then after that, or at the same time basically, I'm gonna be making my own standard. Because this standard is limited to 32 bits. That's like the common size T for JavaScript. They have big number, they have all this other stuff they added. But the size T for the standard JavaScript is 32-bit. So I'm going to be expanding it to 64-bit. How long has 64-bit been out? I don't know, I'm asking. ChatGPT is so dumb. You can't even bit shift. Here's what chatbot says.
ChatGPT said, the concept of 64-bit computing has been around for decades, but its widespread adoption has happened in phases. Here's a quick timeline. (1961) IBM Stretch. 1990s high-end servers and workstations.
So I guess it's... Damn, that's a long time. Okay, 2004 then. Right here.
So, in short, 64-bit has been around for over 20 years in consumer tech and over 60 years in computing history.
In JavaScript, in Python, there's still 32-bit. Oh my god. It's pathetic. It's fucking ridiculous. So I'm setting a new standard. I'm gonna meet this standard. I'm going to 64-bit with this shit. I'm gonna leave Chrome in the dust. That is if they don't want to buy my engine. And they don't have to buy my engine, because I really don't give a fuck. I can sell my engine as an add-on to the browser, or I can make my own Chromium, because Chromium is open source. So I could take it and then inject my engine and add any fucking thing, all the bells and whistles. I don't know. That's what open source is. So I would technically be like abusing open source for my own means, but everybody else does it. So why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I abuse open source and then make a product and sell it when everybody else does it? I might as well beat the status quo, meet some standards, set some standards. I don't know. Everything is static and nothing has changed in years. So I'm tired of like sitting by and waiting for stuff to happen. And you should be too. You should stop watching other people live their lives, get your shit together, and do something. So like 20 years, JavaScript, Python, there's 32-bit. Are you fucking kidding me? That's ridiculous. It's pathetic. Alright, so in Triangle Land on the GPU. Oh, this sucks. I got a quad. And I distorted it to like 1920 by 180. Ratio, whatever. I'm gonna support, like, I gotta find a baseline video card. This video card's like still kind of new. It's like 5 years old. It's old at this point. But I gotta find a good baseline. I gotta get a new motherboard. This computer sucks ass. I gotta find a new baseline for the GPU so I can like set it up for video gaming stuff. If I make a whole browser, I might not have to. I might just sell JavaScript Engine and then be done with it. So I don't know, I gotta figure that part out. But if I do need to do the GPU stuff, like make a game engine, I'm gonna need to know how Vulkan works and stuff. Because looking at Vulkan, I hate this shit. But I'm not gonna write my own library for video card support. So I'll just, I don't know, at some point, you gotta deal with some shit. So like, my goal is to meet the JavaScript standard and then make my own standard and improvise it. I can't do that in every single field unless I write an operating system. Except I'm talking about JavaScript right now. So if I wrote OS though, everything becomes simpler. Everything becomes so much simpler. But in the modern operating system, this is how it is. So I'm gonna write my JavaScript engine, but when it comes to the GPU and stuff, I'm not gonna bother to like go against the grain. I'll just use fucking Vulkan. So basically, I got this so far. I hate this. In GPU world, square is triangle and triangle is square. I got a spinning quad. I had a spinning triangle. Spinning triangle. And then I got the desktop capture. Because I'm trying to make a shader program to like distort the desktop. So it's like the top corner of the desktop, whatever. Except to scale the desktop picture, it has to be in a quad. This is like a 2D plane or something. So this won't be, I can't apply shader to it, whatever you call it, the shader stuff in the GPU world, to this picture, unless I make it a quad. So I have a quad. That's this. I have a spinning quad. And I simply want to get the desktop onto the mother flippin' quad. And this is way more difficult than it should be. And I have an ass in chatbot, and chatbot is giving me some bullshit. So I gotta like figure out how to do this freaking without chatbot. So now my plan is to do this. I figured out how like the the vertex and the shader file, whatever, kind of work. And how to send stuff from the particle shader to the fragment shader. So you can now make it like, well, this isn't sending it, this is setting it directly in the fragment shader red. So now it'll be red, maybe a red quad. And it's a quad, it's not a square. Because in triangle world, in GP world, triangles are squares and squares are triangles. Except for text. What's text? If triangles are so optimal, why are triangles not used for text rendering? It seems kind of hypocritical, or like a lie, to say triangles are optimal and then not use triangles for text rendering. I'm pretty sure text rendering is based off like Bezier curves or whatever the fuck they're called. I like how some mathematician comes up with a technique and everyone just takes it and they like apply it to things even if it's not optimal. Because they lack any form of creativity or thinking. Just gotta go with whatever else is doing, I guess. I'm running Python to get the keyboard clicks, to play the sounds of the keys being clicked. And it just bogs down this computer. I want to like rewrite this assembly at some point. But first I gotta get this stupid shader done. It's taking way too long. I forgot to set Siri to read the standard.
The envy of decimal digit. 1 or of non-zero digit. 1 or of hex digit. 1 or of octal digit. 1 or of binary digit. 1 is 1. The envy of decimal digit. 2 or of non-zero digit. The envy of decimal digit. 3 or of non-zero digit. The envy of decimal digit. 4 or of non-zero digit. The envy of decimal digit. 5 or of non-zero digit. The envy of decimal digit.
Okay, so I think I have everything running.
The envy of decimal digit. 7 or of non-zero digit. The envy of decimal
I'm gonna ship out.
8 or of non-zero digit. The envy of decimal digit.
If, or how the GPU renders text.
Octal digit
These use triangles.
is 2
I hate this triangle stuff.
digit.
Pisses me off.
3 is 3.
I hate these structs.
4 of octal digit. 4 is 4.
This is ridiculous to write a program like this. This isn't even writing a program. This is like a predetermined list.
Of octal digit.
A fucking monopoly over video cards and how they run.
7
You don't even access the actual fucking hardware.
of hex digit.
You send everything via software. I don't know how that's legal. Well, I guess anything's legal.
Hex digit. Or of hex
It's because they can get away with it. That's why they do it.
digit.
I'm gonna chat about.
The envy of hex digit. C or of hex digit. C is 12. The envy of hex digit. D or of hex digit. D is 13. The envy of hex.
Because x86, the CPU, it has an instruction set. As a consumer, you're able to write machine code for your computer.
The envy of
But you can't do that with a video card
its binary digit.
because it's all controlled.
Binary digit.
So is that legal to sell product without actually giving access to the product?
Digits.
Because there's several things on the GPU that I need to access to make it more optimal.
Binary
And I can't access it without developer privilege. I gotta sign up with NVIDIA, send in my email, and get verified to access the GPU. But I still won't even have access. I'll just get an API.
The
How the fuck can you sell a product without selling the machine code without the product? You can't run a GPU without fucking Windows or some operating system.
legacy octal.
I don't understand how that's legal.
The
It makes no sense.
The envy of non-octal decimal integer literal. Capital L, E, G, A, C, Y. Capital O, C, T, A, L. Capital L, I, K, E. Capital D, E, C, I, M, A, L. Capital I, N, T, E, G, E, R. Capital L. Non-octal digit is the envy of capital L, E, G, A, C, Y. Capital O.
Because I guess anything's legal, just like collecting user information and selling it like Google does.
K.
Like how Google collects dirty search history and they sell it for billions of dollars.
A.
And they get caught and they get fined and they only get fined like 9 billion compared to like what they actually made.
Capital
So I guess anything is illegal as long as you get away with it.
the envy of non-octal decimal.
So I'm asking Chatbot, how is it legal for video card companies to sell a GPU if it can only be accessed via an already installed operating system and only through proprietary software? Because the CPU
E G A C Y capital O C T A L capital L I K E capital D E C I M A L capital I N T E G E R capital L capital L E G A C Y capital O C T A L capital L I K E capital D E C I M A L capital I N T E G E R capital.
because the CPU has a publicly accessible ISA instruction set architecture,
G
so the consumer can write machine code to operate the device. That is not so with a GPU. As a customer, you still need to contact the company to access full hardware.
D E
Even then, it's through an API. You never actually get.
L capital I N T E G E R capital L times 10 plus the MB of octal digit, the MB of hex digits. Hex digit is the MB of hex digits 16 plus the M.
Even then, it's via an API, not actual access to the device that you purchased. Because this video card, I think, is $300.
16
There's another one at the same time 5 years ago for $999.
3
Imagine spending $999 on a video card. You don't really own the fucking video card.
payments and returns and
You don't own video games anymore. You don't own fucking shit. I'm tired of this shit. This bunch of bullshit.
round MV result. MV of decimal literal. Numeric literal.
Of course you get what you pay for. And you can pay for something to get fucked. And you're paying for it and you're like, well, okay. But this is just bullshit.
Return. MV of
The chatbot says, this is a thoughtful and valid concern. It touches on ownership rights, software freedom, and hardware accessibility.
decimal int
Let's break it down clearly, so chatbot's gonna lie.
24229.
Why is it legal to sell GPUs this way?
Literal suffix 1.
GPUs are sold under contractual license agreements and legally hinges on
Again, value for the M.
you own the physical GPU hardware, even though you can't access it.
Decimal digits big in.
You do not own the design firmware, drivers, microcode. Well then why the fuck does x86, the CPU, even ARM? Why do they release the microcode, machine code, so you can like write code on their device?
MV.
You agree to access it only through the vendor software or APIs, CUDA, NVIDIA, drivers, Vulkan, etc.
Quotes.
You bought the hardware, but you license the software stack that makes it work. What?
All code points may appear.
You didn't buy anything then.
U plus 0
You bought jack shit. You don't own shit
0 0
if you can't run it without the software stack.
0 0 line feed. Any code points may appear in the form of an escape sequence. String literals
Contrast with CPUs.
use.
I gotta write an operating system.
Code point.
Documented instruction set. You can write machine code and change everything yourself. Intel and AMD. This would be awesome. Publish enough docs until you write a BIOS, OS, or bare metal programs from scratch.
Syntax.
Way better, way faster than Windows and Linux.
Double string
When you write on the CPU directly, holy fuck, the CPU is fast.
characters.
It is so fucking fast.
Character sopt. Double string character.
If the OS was rewritten from the bottom up
SPF.
with like whatever,
Full string character.
Be so fast.
Not one of or line
Risk open source instruction set. You can implement a run code free full access. GPUs, no public ISA.
ECMA International 2020.
Even shaders get compiled by proprietary. I hate this fucking shader stuff in the stupid quad. Pisses me the fuck off. Like, what the fuck is this? This is not even programming. This is a fucking...
Escape character single escape character. One of BFNRT.
What's the word?
Source character but not one of escape character or line terminal.
Whatever. This is compliance. It's not programming. It's compliance.
XU leg.
And investing a ton of time into a fake, made-up way to do something that could be obsolete any day with new software. None of this is like safe. Like any day, software can change, but hardware does not. Your hardware does not just change. The CPU doesn't go, oh, I'm an i9 now. It doesn't just update. Your i7 doesn't update to an i9. Anything can change at any point in time. At any point in time, somebody could decide to go through the entire JavaScript standard
Code escape sequence. U hex 4 digits. U.
from page 1 to page 816
Hex digit, hex digit, hex digit.
at any time, and somebody could meet the entire standard. And then someone could also add video game support, video game loops, not CPU loops,
International 2000.
frame rate loops, input loops, physics loops, that could all be added to the JavaScript standard. It could be extended to 64-bit. Video game support could be done also in the browser. So you could like make a video game, export the whole environment directly to the browser.
0 0 2 9 4 1 static semantics. Early errors. Escape sequence. Legacy octal escape sequence. Non-octal decimal escape sequence. It is a syntax error if the source text match by...
This is a website for Doom. Doom is a video game.
Note 1 in non-strict.
Does it look like a video game from the website? This flat 2D website with flat pictures and plain text?
The syntax...
I don't know, this doesn't say video game. You don't get the experience of the video game. You don't get to like the environment of the video game.
Recursive application.
You can't sense it from a web page because a web page has to be broken down to 2D images. It has to be like compressed and all this shit.
Mathematical value as described below or in 1 2 9 3. The SV of string literal.
Targets identified.
A video game consists of images, text, sound, in motion, and a whole bunch of cool shit, which is why it's better than flat, static, 2D websites.
String character, single string character.
The web browser needs an update, and if the web browser got an update,
Single string.
there's no way Chrome could compete or any other browser.
But not one.
It would like unleash a whole new web browser that no one could compete with.
16 and
That everybody would install, because why the fuck would you use Chrome in this shit ass language that's stuck in 32-bit when you got 64-bit and actual video games in the fucking browser? There's so much money. Like, it'd be awesome.
of double string character. PS is the string value
Even shaders get compiled by proprietary drivers into secret machine code instructions right here. Secret, even the machine code that you can find, it's still like fucking hidden. It's so stupid.
Result of
You're not given low-level control or documentation. None of it.
point matched by source character.
Why is this allowed? There's no law that requires hardware vendors to expose their instruction set.
Listing of the
Firmware or low-level program interfaces.
line separator. The SV of single string.
You still own the physical device, but access is governed by license terms and practical limitations.
Paragraphs.
You're buying a black box that performs promised functions, not an open computing device. Okay, so
0 is the string.
why is this true for the video card?
0 0 0.
But when you make a website,
V of character escape.
you're promised to get fucked. Because you can go like this,
Value is determined by the single escape.
you go inspect element,
38. Note to it is possible for
and every piece of code that you fucking write is accessible Right here, your whole thing. You could spend years making a website, a design. You can spend tons of intellectual time making intellectual property. You can sell it. And all of your shit
Use strict. 32.
is accessible. You can inspect it. You can pick it through. Everything is free. You can't make jack shit without being stolen.
Escape sequence.
This goes for music, for videos, for every fucking thing. This is why the modern OS needs to die, and there needs to be a new operating system, because it's that fucking bullshit.
Character
Why does the fucking video card
times 000 line feed.
get the privilege of being a black box that performs promised functions, not an open computing device, when as a consumer making a website or making anything on the fucking modern OS,
Carriage return CR.
you sign up to get fucked. All your stuff is available. Anything you fucking do can be fucking reverse engineered because it's all publicly accessible. This is fucking ridiculous.
Comma the SV.
One day, there's gonna be a new OS where it's not possible.
Character or line.
That's not here yet, I guess.
Forming you
Because like Linux, Windows, that's still a thing.
point matched by source character. The SV of escape sequence. Legacy octal escape.
That's not fair though.
You consist.
I don't understand why NVIDIA gets privilege of being able to pull this off, but no one else can.
Decimal escape sequence. 8 is the
The core issue, ownership versus control.
0 0.
Your intuition is right. Buying hardware you can't fully control raises serious concerns. Vendor lock-in, lack of software freedom. Software freedom. Yeah, okay.
Of hex escape sequence.
You're free to just take software from anyone else.
Value consisting of the
Oh, it's not fair.
hex escape sequence.
That's why we have starving artists. Because you can't make shit without being stolen, and somebody else will take it, put their name on it, and then you just get wiped out. Fucking bullshit.
Escape sequence.
If people had to pay money, physical money, like transactional, for a product, and it couldn't be stolen, we wouldn't have starving artists.
Sequence.
We would have like starving big tech. And big tech companies would slowly bend and then crack.
Semantics.
Because they can't survive without open source or things being available, publicly accessible, unlike the video card. That's the only reason why the video card is still overpriced. It's because of fucking environment.
Times the envy of 4.
It's not artist friendly. It's fucking business. Bunch of fucking narcissists that run the system.
64.
They're all gonna get fucked.
82. Times
The customer is done getting fucked.
the first octal digit.
At least this customer.
Digit. The envy of 0 to 3.
No way to replace or modify drivers.
1 is 1. The envy of 0.
That's why projects like Libra, OpenCL, RiskVC, RiskV
4 to 7.
aren't important. No, that's not a step. The step is to outcompete with everything that's currently in place and put out of business. That's the only step you can take. You can't just do open source stuff. You'd be like, oh look, we're doing something. No.
Envy of the first hex digit plus. The envy of the
Can you access the GPU directly? For most customers, no. No public machine code, no registries, DMA firmware.
1000.
You can't program it like you do on a CPU, unless you reverse engineer.
The envy of the second.
Open source, like FreeMD.
The envy of the third hex digit plus.
For some industrial or scientific hardware, more access might be granted.
The 30.
Be granted. You buy the thing, you fucking own the thing. That's not fair.
Rolls. The productions.
You can design a website. It doesn't matter if people are granted access. They can view all the code, and they can take it. Even with the video games. You can make a video game, you can decompile that shit. And even if you turn off, don't, like, put comments in the code. It doesn't matter if you turn off debug mode. If you open up, you know what, whatever.
Reg.
Everything is always accessible when you click compile.
1. But it must not.
When it makes exe, even if it's not in debug mode, it's also there.
Actions used by these productions. Syntax. Regular expression literal. Regular expression body. Regular expression flat.
If your goal is full control of your computing environment, You're absolutely right to see this as a problem. You're not alone. The free software and open hardware communities are working to fix it. That doesn't fix shit. You have to make a product. You have to fucking compete. Dumb fucks.
R E
Big GPU vendors rely on proprietary design for business, performance, and security reasons.
E R E.
Blah 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 blah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask chatbot if triangles are so optimal, why aren't triangles used? Or I'm gonna ask chatbot, how are triangles rendered on the GPU? Does it use triangles because they're so optimal?
E Q U regular expression class, regular expression char, regular expression non-terminated but not one of all. Capital R E G U L A R, capital E X P R E S S I O N.
Alright, so message chatbot. How is text rendered on the GPU? Does it use triangles for text rendering? Because triangles are so optimal.
Capital
Because it uses triangles for rendering every fucking thing else.
regular expression class, capital R E G U L A R, capital E.
Like for shaders and for making damn quads. I'm tired of these mother freaking. This triangle thing is ridiculous, and I hate these structs.
K S L A S H, capital S E Q U regular expression non-term.
This is yes, absolutely right. Text on GPU is rendered using what it is.
Terminator regular expression class, regular expression
Everything, including text, ends up being triangles.
chars, empty regular expression class chars, regular expression class char, regular expression class char.
Oh my god,
Terminator but not one of.
that is so unoptimal.
E G U
A bitmap though, that's a freaking translation. That's not a triangle.
R E S S
Rasterizes glyphs to texture.
cap
Each character quad is rendered. It doesn't even use triangles then.
S H, capital
It's rasterized beforehand and then it's put on the screen, so there's no triangle process involved.
is an input element that is converted to a regexp object.
So chatbot doesn't even know what the fuck it's talking about.
Each time the literal is evaluated. Two regular expression literals in a program evaluate
Chatbot saying this.
objects that never compare as equals to each other even if the two literals' contents are identical. A regexp object may also be created at runtime by new regexp or calling the regexp constructor as a function. C22 2 4 34 ECMA International 2024. Regular expression flags. Empty. Regular expression flags identify part char 2 9 5 1 static semantics. Body text. The syntax-directed operation body text takes no arguments and returns source text. It is defined piecewise over the following productions: regular expression literal, regular expression body, regular expression flags. Return the source text that was recognized as regular expression body 1 2 9 5 to static semantics. Flag text. The syntax
Okay, so chatbot said this.
text takes no argument.
It said that's rendered make triangles.
It is defined piecewise.
And then it says this. It says the font system rasterizes glyphs to a texture.
Flags.
Okay? So there is no triangle actually in rendering the text. That's misleading and a fucking lie.
Template literal lexical components. Syntax.
It says
No sub.
right here. Font system, blah blah. Rasterizes glyphs to a texture.
Plate head. Template.
Rasterizing means beforehand that the text has been already created into from the glyph to texture.
Sign. Template tail.
Which means that the text, like the letter A, looks like this.
To template character sopt. Note: two regular expression literals may not be empty. Instead of representing an empty regular expression literal, the code unit sequence starts a single line comment. To specify,
So it looks like that already.
use comma
It's already been fucking rasterized as the letter A. There was no GPU fucking involved in making the letter A.
escape sequence line continuation.
And then chatbot says, For each character, a quad. 2 triangles rendered.
Template.
That's what this is. A spinning quad. Because it's not a rectangle, it's a quad.
Unicode escape.
It says for each character, a quad. 2 triangles rendered.
Digit.
The GPU doesn't even render the text then, right? What the fuck?
Look ahead hex.
It's ridiculous.
Look ahead hex digit. Look.
So the GPU gets the letter A, and then does this. It already gets it, receives it as being a bitmap. So it's already fucking rendered. The GPU does this then.
Digit. U.
Takes it.
Digit. U. Not code point. Look ahead hex digit. U. Code point.
And it says each character a quad. 2 triangles is rendered.
Hex digit.
So from the already rendered text, it turns into triangles. What an unoptimal, stupid thing.
Hex digits. SEP. But only if MV of hex digits 0 times 10FF. Note template substitution tailors used by the input element template tail alternative lexical goal 1 2.
Now it's a fucking quad.
1 static semantic.
This is fucking stupid.
Hex directed operation TV takes no arguments and returns a string or undefined.
And so the UV mapping selects the glyph's location in the atlas texture. The fragment shooter samples that glyph from the texture and blends it on the screen.
Colloquially.
Each letter is 2 triangles. Each glyph loaded to sampler.
Replaced by
It's image drawing with characters compensated or composed from a single texture atlas.
template is the empty string.
Vector glyph rendering.
$sign is the empty string.
GPU renders quads again. What? The GPU doesn't do shit.
Of template tail is the empty string. The TV of template characters. Template character template.
The GPU interprets the shape from math-based texture.
The TV of template characters is undefined.
In rare or high-end cases, fonts are turned into actual triangles, meshes. This allows true 3D.
The TV of template character, source character but not one of or $sign or line.
Okay, I don't care about this, I'm done. Whatever.
UTF-16 encode code point on the code.
Triangles can suck a dick.
The TV of template
Not that there's anything wrong with sucking a dick.
consisting of the
I'm just saying whatever.
0024
Some people make a profession out of it.
template character template
To each their own.
is the SV of template
I don't judge, but Google does. Google will record your search history
undefined. The TV of
and hold dirty records on people,
is the TRV of line
and Google will settle for like 9 billion, meaning they did it, so they settled.
sign
But Google won't hire people that they keep data on. So like, Google will keep the dirtiest search history on people, and then Google's like, well, we won't hire those kind of people.
syntax direct
That's kind of hypocritical.
takes no arguments and returns a string. A template literal component is interpreted by TRV as a value of the string type. TRV is used to construct the raw components of a template object. Colloquially, the template raw values. TRV is similar to TV with
Wow, when did this change? It says no, Google has not settled.
as they appear in the literal.
It said that they did.
Substitution template is the empty string. The TRV of template head $sign is
It said the actual settlement involves Google deleting billions of data records
sign is
in incognito mode. Google will not pay monetary damages directly to users of the settlement. What? Did they not settle then?
the template characters is the string concatenate.
Google has also agreed to update its explanation of incognito to be more transparent.
Character source
Yes, it will now block third-party cookies.
or line terminator as the result of
In May 2005, they paid $1.35 billion to settlement in Texas related to privacy concerns, including location tracking and incognito mode searches, which is separate from the. So, since it's split up into several different lawsuits, so they can like lie here about it, make it sound better than it actually is.
reverse solidus
Or was it 5 billion? Maybe I typed the wrong number.
sequence. The TRV of template character not a
Yeah, Google's out of control. This company needs to be broken up and broken down to smithereens.
the TRV of not escape sequence. The TRV of template escape sequence. 0 is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 0030, digit 0. The TRV of not escape sequence. 0 decimal digit is the string concatenation of the code unit 0 times 0030, digit 0, and the TRV of decimal digit. The TRV of not escape sequence, X, look ahead hex digit, is the string value consisting of the code unit 0 times 0078, Latin small letter x. The TRV of not escape sequence, X hex digit, look ahead hex digit.
Alright, so I probably won't be able to look at this forever because it's probably going to disappear.
Following a class action lawsuit filed in 2020 alleging that Google tracked users' internet activity even when using incognito mode, Google has agreed to a settlement. The lawsuit sought at least $5 billion in damages.
So, facts are facts. I don't know. Google is shady as fuck. Google collects information that they shouldn't collect, that you would think they don't. They save billions of records on people. They have IP addresses, they have names, they have everything. Trump needs to have Google release these records to the public. This would be a good way to find pedophiles, creeps, sex offenders, because Google has search histories of incognito mode. Trump should make sure this is released, and then make sure the Epstein list is released. Because if you want to catch Epstein, you'd want to catch the rest of these fuckers too. And the best way to catch someone would be to release their internet history, which Google is like, we collect that shit because we're a dirty fucking company. But then Google doesn't hire certain people based on their history. Then Google's the one saving the history. Google's basically playing God. Except in Christianity, God doesn't judge. Well, he does judge. But as long as you accept him in your heart and believe he's God, he doesn't judge you because he doesn't judge you in the end because God died for your sins or whatever. But for Google, you die for Google. You give up your creative rights. You give up everything for fucking free. And Google runs YouTube off of the money they collect from your fucking dirty search history. It's really pathetic.
While the plaintiffs initially wanted $5 billion, the settlement doesn't include direct payments to users. Instead, it focuses on significant changes in how Google handles incognito mode and user data, according to the New York Times. The settlement's estimated value is upwards of $5 billion, and potentially as high as $7.8 billion, representing the value of the injunctive relief Google is providing.
So, I don't know. Big Tech seems to play God. They're not God. People need to start putting Big Tech in its fucking place. Because it's fucking out of control. Because it's run by all these dirty ass narcissists.
Member expression yield await. Optional chain yield await. Call expression yield await. Optional chain yield await. Optional expression yield await.
Alright, so I gotta figure this triangle stuff.
Gain. Yield. Await.
I hate this. I think it's done.
Plus in yield await. Identify a name.
Yeah, I need some water, so I don't know how big it'll be.
Plus tagged. Private identifier.
Alright, so I'm gonna get some water, BRB, and then try to get some done. That's the plan.
Expression. Plus in yield await. Optional.
It is so freaking hot. I gotta turn a fan. It's so damn hot. I need winter to come back. I need winter all year. I want to move to Alaska. That sounds amazing. Freaking cold all year round. That'd be great.
Yield await.
I can't stand this freaking heat. It's so bad.
Option yield await. Optional expression yield await. Supplemental syntax. When processing an instance of the production, call expression capital C O V E R capital C A L L capital E X P R E S S I O N capital A N D capital A S Y N C capital A R R. The interpretation of capital C O V E R capital C A L L capital E X P R E S S I O N capital A N D capital A S Y N C capital A R R is refined using the following grammar. Call member expression yield await. Member expression yield await. Arguments yield await. 3 3 1 static semantics. 3 3 1 1 static semantics. Early errors. Optional chain. Template literal. Optional chain template literal. It is a syntax error if any source text is matched by this production. ECMA International 2024 259. Note this production exists in order to prevent automatic semicolon insertion rules
And it's GPU time.
being applied to the following
Alright, so first I think,
so that it would interpret
or I don't know, I gotta make an image and then upload it to the quad. That's my plan. I'm gonna get one image onto the quad.
does not apply. Import meter. Import method.
And then I want to get 2 images onto the quad.
1 3 3 2
And I want to toggle between both images.
using either the dot notation. Member
At that point,
file name call expression.
all I gotta do is simply figure out how to get the desktop capture
Call expression. Expression. The dot notation is explained by the following.
to be treated as an image.
Identify a next
Because I already got that working.
behavior 2. Member expression. Identify a name string. And similarly, call expression. Identify a name is identical in its
And when the desktop capture is treated as an image and it's on the quad, I just have to update it every time it captures the desktop. That's my plan. So I'm not gonna go with ChatGPT and ask how to do this because it's not giving me a fucking answer that works. So that's my plan.
for expression.
All I gotta do is get one image onto the quad
Matched by this member expression is strict mode.
and then figure out how to make the desktop image update just like toggling between 2 images. That simple.
2 A.
So I don't know, I'm gonna figure it out. Hopefully, I can get this done today.
E R
That's what I've said the last couple days in a row. So I don't know. Everything sucks.
S S capital W I T H capital E X P R base value expression strict 60 ECMA International 2024 member expression identifier name let base reference be evaluation of member expression let base value be get value base reference if the source text matched by this member expression is strict mode code let strict be true else let strict be false return capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital I D E N base value identifier name strict member expression private identifier let base reference be evaluation of member expression let base value be get value base reference let field name string be the string value of private identifier return make private reference base value field name string call expression let base reference be evaluation of call expression let base value be get value base reference if the source text matched by this call expression is strict mode code let strict be true else let strict be false. Return capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital E X P R base value expression strict call expression identifier name let base reference be evaluation of call expression let base value be get value base reference if the source text matched by this call expression is strict mode code let strict be true else let strict be false return capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital I D E N base value identifier name strict call expression private identifier let base reference be evaluation of call expression let base value be get value base reference let field name string be the string value of private identifier return make private reference base value field name string 3 capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital E X P R base value expression strict the abstract operation capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital E X P R takes arguments base value any CMA script language value expression an expression parse node and strict a boolean and returns either a normal completion containing a reference record or an abrupt completion. It performs the following steps when called. Let property name reference be. Evaluation of expression. Let property name value be. Get value. Property name reference. Let property key be. To property key. Property name value. Return the reference record. Base value. Property key. Strict. This value. Empty. 3 4 capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital I D E N base value identifier name strict the abstract operation capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital I D E N takes arguments base value any CMA script language value identifier name an identifier name parse node and strict a boolean and returns a reference record. It performs the following steps when called. Let property name string be string value of identifier name. Return the reference record. Base value. Property name string. Strict. Empty. ECMA International 2024 261 133 5 then new operator. 3, 3, 5, 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Ni W expression. New expression. Return. Evaluate new expression. Empty. Member expression. New member expression arguments 1. Return. Evaluate new member expression arguments 3, 3, 5, 1. 1 evaluate new construct expr arguments. The abstract operation evaluate new takes arguments construct expr, a new expression parse node or remember expression parse node, and arguments empty or an arguments parse node, and returns either a normal completion containing an ECMA script language value or an abrupt completion. It performs the following steps when called. Let ref be. Evaluation of construct expr. Let constructor be. Get value ref. If arguments is empty, then a let arglist be new empty list 4. Else a let arglist be. Argument list evaluation of arguments. If this constructor is false, throw a type error exception. Return. Constructor arglist 3, 3, 6 function calls 3, 3, 6, 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Call expression. Capital C O V E R capital C A L L capital E X P R E S S I O N capital A N D capital A S Y N C capital A R R. Let expr be the call member expression that is covered by capital C O V E R capital C A L L capital E X P R E S S I O N capital A N D capital A S Y N C capital A R R. Let member expr be the member expression of expr. Let arguments be the arguments of expr. Let ref be. Evaluation of member expr. Let func be. Get value ref. If ref is a reference record, is property reference, ref is false, and ref is eval, then if same value, func %eval % is true, then I let arglist be. Argument list evaluation of arguments 2. If arglist has no elements, return undefined. 3. Let eval arg be the first element of arglist. 5. If the source text matched by this call expression is strict mode code, let strict caller be true, otherwise let strict caller be false. V return. Perform eval arg, strict caller, true. Let this call be this call expression. Let tail call be as in tail position. This call return. Evaluate call. Func. Ref. Arguments. Tail call. A call expression evaluation that executes step 6 AV is a direct eval. Call expression arguments. Let ref be. Evaluation of call expression. Let func be. Get value ref. Let this call be this call expression. Let tail call be as in tail position. This call return. Evaluate call. Func. Ref. Arguments. Tail call. 62. ECMA International 2024. 1336. 2. Evaluate call. Func. Ref. Arguments. Tail position. The abstract operation evaluate call takes arguments func. An ECMA script language value. Ref. An ECMA script language value or a reference record. Arguments. A parse node. And tail position. A boolean. And returns either a normal completion containing an ECMA script language value or an abrupt completion. It performs the following steps when called. If ref is a reference record, then if this property reference, ref, is true, then I let this value be get this value, ref, be else. I let ref env be ref. 2. Assert. Ref env is an environment record. 3. Let this value be ref env with base object t else. Let this value be undefined. Let arglist be. Argument list evaluation of arguments. If func is not an object, throw a type error exception. If is callable, func is false. Throw a type error exception. If tail position is true, perform prepare for tail call. Return call func. This value arglist 3 3 7th super keyword 3 3 7 1 runtime semantics evaluation super property super expression. Let env get this environment. Let actual this be env get this binding. Let property name reference be evaluation of expression. Let property name value be get value.
The GPU doesn't handle loading the image into the GPU. What?
Is strict mode code.
It's ridiculous.
Actual this property key.
So you gotta use like a third-party source to get the image into the RAM,
Let env be
to get it into the GPU.
actual this be env get this button. Value of identifier
I don't know how I'm gonna do this then.
matched by the super property is strict mode code.
Chatbot keeps giving me the wrong info on how to get a freaking the desktop onto the quad.
Property key strict
If Chatbot can tell me how to do a simple image, then I'll figure out from there.
target.
So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna get the desktop onto this fucking quad. I gotta get to this damn standard. To write a fucking JavaScript engine. I'm tired of. It's been like 9 days now. This has to be done.
Construct func arglist new target. Let the SIR get this environment. Perform the SIR bind this value. Result. Let f be the SIR 0. Assert. F is an ECMA script function object. 1. Perform. Initialize instance elements. Result. F2. Return result. ECMA International 2024 263 133 7. To get superconstructor. The abstract operation get superconstructor takes no arguments and returns an ECMA script language value. It performs the following steps when called. Let envrec be get this environment. Assert. envrec is a function environment record. Let active function be envrec. Assert. Active function is an ECMA script function object. Let superconstructor be active function. Return superconstructor. 3 3 7 3 make super property reference. Actual this property key strict. The abstract operation makes super property reference takes arguments actual this an ECMA script language value property key a property key and strict a boolean and returns either a normal completion containing a super reference record or a throw completion. It performs the following steps when called. Let env get this environment. Assert. env has super binding is true. Let base value be env get super base. Return the reference record. Base value. Property key. Strict. This value. Actual this. 0.8 argument lists. Note the evaluation of an argument list produces a list of values 1 3 3 8 1 runtime semantics. Argument list evaluation. The syntax-directed operation argument list evaluation takes no arguments and returns either a normal completion containing a list of ECMA script language values or an abrupt completion. It is defined piecewise over the following productions. Arguments. Return a new empty list. Argument list. Assignment expression. Let ref be. Evaluation of assignment expression. Let arg be. Get value. Ref. Return arg. Argument list. Assignment expression. Let list be a new empty list. Let spread ref be. Evaluation of assignment expression. Let spread obj be. Get value. Spread ref. Let iterator record be. Get iterator. Spread obj. Sync. Repeat. Let next be. Iterator step value. Iterator record. Be if next is done. Return list. See append next to list. Argument list. Argument list. Assignment expression. 1 2. Let preceding args be. Argument list evaluation of argument list. Let ref be. Evaluation of assignment expression. 64. ECMA International 2024 3. Let arg be. Get value. Ref. Return the list concatenation of preceding args and arg. Argument list. Argument list. Assignment expression. Let preceding args be. Argument list evaluation of argument list. Let spread ref be. Evaluation of assignment expression. Let iterator record B. Get iterator. Get value. Spread ref. Sync. Repeat. Let next B. Iterator step value. Iterator record. B if next is done. Return preceding args. C append next to preceding args. Template literal. No substitution template. Let template literal be this template literal. Let site obj be get template object. Template literal. Return site obj. Template literal. Substitution template. Let template literal be this template literal. Let site obj be get template object. Template literal. Let remain in B. Argument list evaluation of substitution template. Return the list concatenation of site obj and remaining. Substitution template. Template head expression template spans. Let first subref B. Evaluation of expression. Let first sub B. Get value. First subref. Let rest sub B. Substitution evaluation of template spans. Assert. Rest sub is a possibly empty list. Return the list concatenation of first sub and rest sub. 3, 9 optional chains. 3, 9. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Optional expression. Member expression optional chain. Let base reference B. Evaluation of member expression. Let base value be. Get value. Base reference. If base value is either undefined or null, then a return undefined. Return. Chain evaluation of optional chain with arguments base value and base reference. Optional expression. Call expression optional chain. Let base reference be. Evaluation of call expression. Let base value be. Get value. Base reference. If base value is either undefined or null, then a return undefined. Return. Chain evaluation of optional chain with arguments base value and base reference. Note an optional chain is a chain of one or more property accesses and function calls. The first of which begins with the token ECMA International 2024-265. Optional expression. Optional expression optional chain. Let base reference be. Evaluation of optional expression. Let base value be. Get value. Base reference. If base value is either undefined or null, then a return undefined. Return. Chain evaluation of optional chain with arguments base value and base reference. 3, 9. 2 runtime semantics. Chain evaluation. The syntax-directed operation chain evaluation takes arguments base value, an ECMA script language value, and base reference, an ECMA script language value or a reference record, and returns either a normal completion containing either an ECMA script language value or a reference record, or an abrupt completion. It is defined piecewise over the following productions. Optional chain. Arguments. Let this chain be this optional chain. Let tail call be as in tail position. This chain. Return. Evaluate call. Base value. Base reference. Arguments. Tail call. Optional chain. Expression. If the source text matched by this optional chain is strict mode code, let strict be true, else let strict be false. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E, capital P R O P E R T Y, capital A C C E S S, capital W I T H, capital E X P R, base value, expression, strict, optional chain. Identifier name. If the source text matched by this optional chain is strict mode code, let strict be true, else let strict be false. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E, capital P R O P E R T Y, capital A C C E S S, capital W I T H, capital I D E N, base value, identifier name, strict, optional chain. Private identifier. Let field name string be the string value of private identifier. Return make private reference. Base value. Field name string. Optional chain. Optional chain arguments. Let optional chain be optional chain. Let new reference be. Chain evaluation of optional chain with arguments base value and base reference. Let new value be. Get value, new reference. Let this chain be this optional chain. Let tail call be as in tail position. This chain return. Evaluate call. New value, new reference, arguments. Tail call, optional chain. Optional chain. Expression. Let optional chain be optional chain. Let new reference be. Chain evaluation of optional chain with arguments base value and base reference. Let new value be. Get value, new reference. If the source text matched by this optional chain is strict mode code, let strict be true, else let strict be false. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I
Something's up with the stream.
E
It's like minutes behind real time.
new value expression strict optional chain optional chain
What even?
optional chain be optional chain. Let new reference be. Chain evaluation of optional chain with arguments base value and base reference. Let new value be. Get value, new reference. If the source text matched by this optional chain is strict mode code, let strict be true, else let strict be false. Return.
I think I like restarted.
V A
Man,
A T E capital P R O P E R T Y capital A C C E S S capital W I T H capital I D E N new value identifier name strict 66 ECMA International 2024 optional chain
is YouTube playing with the views?
optional chain be optional chain.
Did they not like my stream?
Evaluation of optional chain with arguments base value and base reference. Let new value
What even? I don't understand how a company,
be the string value
clearly something is up.
private reference new value field name string the 3rd of March 2010 import calls 3310 1 runtime semantics evaluation import call import assignment expression let referrer be get active
I hope Google is ready to suck a dick.
let referrer to the current realm record let argraph be evaluation of assignment expression let specify be get value r
'Cause I'm tired of bullshit. What is up with this?
percent promise percent let's specify
I've been streaming for like,
to string
and it says zero views. And it's out of date. It's not even up to sync. It's like 10 minutes behind real time.
module referrer specify a string empty
Am I being like shadow banned or something?
this capability 3
Because of the topic I talk about?
0
Because I'm picking on Google for what they do?
port
It's literally on the internet. It's what they do.
abstract operation continue dynamic
It's not even smearing. It's not a smear campaign. It's facts.
ability record and more
So like, is this intentional? Or is it just what's happening? Because it's software and it's no control over it.
used. It completes the process of a dynamic import originally started by an import call, resolving or rejecting the
Yeah, I've been streaming for an hour
it. It performs the following
so far. And it's like minutes, like 10-20 minutes behind real time.
this capability.
And it says 0 views so far for the stream.
Let module be module
But some on other streams,
module load requested modules. Let rejected closure
this is like,
reason that captures promise capability and performs the following steps when called. Perform call
really? The numbers that show up? 102.
function rejected closure
So 17, whatever, 20, 102. Over here later that stream, 56, 70, so it goes up, down, whatever. But for like an hour so far, it's been like nothing. Are you kidding me?
promise capability undefined See let evaluate.
And it's like almost 1,000, down, almost up, almost down, up, down, 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 up.
Moduland. Promise capability.
I've been streaming for an hour.
Called. I let namespace be get module namespace. Module 2. Perform.
I'm up 32 subscribers.
Undefined. Namespace.
And like, nobody saw them streaming.
Build B.
Nobody clicked it. Streaming for an hour.
Closure.
And it's gonna act up. It's not gonna upload in real time.
Unfulfilled.
Everything's out of sync. The software's not working. And then the views are a lie. Holy crap, this is bullshit.
Perform promise then. Load promise. Link.
So like, is this intentional on Google's part?
ICMA International.
Or is it just circumstance?
67. The
And I'm just like, extremely unfortunate.
311 one runtime semantic.
Because it sure feels or seems like it's intentional.
Plate literal. Let tag be. Evaluation of member expression.
I mean, it's only hundreds of views.
Tag ref. Let this call be the
But I guess I can't get it. I don't know, whatever.
evaluate call.
So I gotta like, I guess hit BRB screen.
Call expression.
And I have to like, wait this out
B.
and then start another stream.
Expression.
Because the software is acting whack.
Graph.
And the stats aren't even working in the YouTube manager.
Fail position.
So like, I guess it's just a non-functional website. And that's what it is. They're probably not being biased. It's probably just their software is shit.
12
And the stream started off on a bad time and everything's broken.
time semantic.
So I gotta wait till it catches up with real time and start another stream, I guess.
Return get
So I'm gonna go get some pop, eat some food. I'll BRB. This has to catch up to real time though.
modulars.
I'm not gonna finish the stream if it's like already fucked up.
Import meter is empty. Then a set import meter to ordinary object.
So I'll BRB. I gotta like wait till it catches up with real time and then I'll start another stream. I don't know when that'll be. It's so out of sync.
Do I perform?
It's fucking ridiculous.
Import meter. P. D perform host finalize.
It's 2025. You think things would work after, I don't know, whatever. I'll BRB.
B return import meter.
Next stream, whenever his stream ends. And I don't know, fuck YouTube, fuck their stats, and all this fucking bullshit.
The host defined abstract operation host get import meter properties takes argument module record and returns a list of records with fields, any CMA script language value. It allows hosts to provide property keys and values for the object returned from import meter. The default implementation of host get import meter properties is to return a new empty list. Note a tag template is a function call where the arguments of the call are derived from a template literal 1328. The actual arguments include a template object 13284 and the values produced by evaluating the expressions embedded within the template literal 68. Copyright sign ECMA International 2024 133121. To host finalize import meter module record. The host defined abstract operation host finalize import meter takes arguments import meter, an object, and module record, and returns unused. It allows hosts to perform any extraordinary operations to prepare the object returned from import meter. Most hosts will be able to simply define host get import meter properties and leave host finalize import meter with its default behavior. However, host finalize import meter provides an escape hatch for hosts which need to directly manipulate the object before it is exposed to CMA script code. The default implementation of host finalize import meter is to return unused. 3.4 Update expression syntax. Update expression yield await. Left-hand side expression yield await. Left-hand side expression yield await. Left-hand side expression yield await. Plus unary expression yield await. Unary expression yield await. 1341 static semantics. Early errors. Update expression. Left hand side expression plus. No line terminator here. Plus. No line terminator here. Left-hand side expression. It is an early syntax error if assignment target type of left-hand side expression is not simple. Update expression plus unary expression. Unary expression. It is an early syntax error if assignment target type of unary expression is not simple. 3, 4. 2 postfix increment operator 1 3, 4, 2. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Update expression. Left-hand side expression plus plus. Let LHS be. Evaluation of left-hand side expression. Let old value be. To numeric. Get value. LHS. If old value is a number, then a let new value be number. Add old value. 1 else. Assert. Old value is a bigint. Be let new value be bigint. Add old value. 1z. Perform. Put value. LHS. New value. Return old value. ECMA International 2024 269. 1 3 4. 3 postfix decrement operator 1 3 4 3. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Update expression. Left-hand side expression. Let LHS be. Evaluation of left-hand side expression. Let old value be. To numeric. Get value. LHS. If old value is a number, then a let new value be number. Subtract old value. 1 else. Assert. Old value is a bigint. Be let new value be bigint. Subtract old value. 1z. Perform. Put value. LHS. New value. Return old value. 3 4. 4 prefix increment operator 1 3 4 4. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Update expression. Plus plus unary expression. Let x be. Evaluation of unary expression. Let old value be. To numeric. Get value. Exper. If old value is a number, then a let new value be number. Add old value. 1 else. Assert. Old value is a bigint. Be let new value be bigint. Add old value. 1z. Perform. Put value. Exper. New value. Return new value. 3 4. 5 prefix decrement operator 1 3 4 5. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Update expression. Unary expression. Let x be. Evaluation of unary expression. Let old value be. To numeric. Get value. Exper. If old value is a number, then a let new value be number. Subtract old value. 1 else. Assert. Old value is a bigint. Be let new value be bigint. Subtract old value. 1z. Perform. Put value. Exper. New value. Return new value. 70. ECMA International 2024 13.5. Unary operators syntax. Unary expression. Yield. Await. Update expression. Yield await. Delete unary expression. Yield await. Void unary expression. Yield await. Type of unary expression. Yield await plus unary expression. Yield await. Unary expression. Yield await. Unary expression. Yield await. Unary expression. Yield await plus await. Await expression. Yield. 3 5 1. Delete operator. 3 5 1. 1 static semantics. Early errors. Unary expression. Delete unary expression. It is a syntax error if the unary expression is contained in strict mode code and the derived unary expression is primary expression. Identifier reference. Member expression. Member expression. Private identifier. Call expression. Call expression. Private identifier. Optional chain. Private identifier or optional chain. Optional chain. Private identifier. It is a syntax error if the derived unary expression is primary expression, capital C O V E R, capital P A R E N T H E S I Z E D, capital E X P R E S S I O N, capital A N and capital C O V E R, capital P A R E N T H E S I Z E D, capital E, X, P, R, E, S, S, I, O, N, capital A, N, ultimately derives a phrase that, if used in place of unary expression, would produce a syntax error according to these rules. This rule is recursively applied. 3, 5, 1. To runtime semantics. Evaluation. Unary expression. Delete unary expression. Let ref be. Evaluation of unary expression. If ref is not a reference record, return true. If is unresolvable reference, ref is true, then A assert. Ref is false. B return true. If is property reference, ref is true, then A assert. Is private reference, ref is false. B if is super reference, ref is true. Throw a reference error exception. C let base OBJB. To object, ref. D let delete status be base OBJ, ref. E if delete status is false and ref is true. Throw a type error exception. F return delete status. Else a let base be ref. B assert. Base is an environment record. C return base delete binding, ref. The last rule means that expressions such as delete foo produce early errors because, note, of recursive application of the first rule. ECMA International 2024 271. Note 1. When a delete operator occurs within strict mode code, a syntax error exception is thrown if its unary expression is a direct reference to a variable, function argument, or function name. In addition, if a delete operator occurs within strict mode code and the property to be deleted has the attribute false, or otherwise cannot be deleted, a type error exception is thrown. Note 2. The object that may be created in step 4c is not accessible outside of the above abstract operation in the ordinary object internal method. An implementation might choose to avoid the actual creation of that object. 3, 5, 2. Avoid operator. 3, 5, 2. 1. Runtime semantics. Evaluation. Unary expression. Void unary expression. Let X be. Evaluation of unary expression. Perform. Get value. Expa. Return undefined. 3, 5, 3. The tippy-off operator. 3, 5, 3. 1. Runtime semantics. Evaluation. Unary expression. Type of unary expression. Let val be. Capital E. Evaluation of unary expression. If val is a reference record, then if is unresolvable reference, val is true. Return undefined. Set val 2. Get value. Val. If val is undefined, return undefined. If val is null, return object. If val is a string, return string. If val is a symbol, return symbol. If val is a boolean, return boolean. If val is a number, return number. 0. If val is a big int, return bigint. 1. Assert. Val is an object. 2. Note. This step is replaced in section B. 3, 6, 3. 3. If val has an internal slot, return function. 4. Return object. 3, 5, 4. Unary plus operator. Note the unary plus operator converts its operand to number type. Note get value must be called even though its value is not used because it may have observable side effects. 272. ECMA International 2024. 1, 3, 5, 4. 1. Runtime semantics. Evaluation. Unary expression. Plus unary expression. Let X be. Evaluation of unary expression. Return. To number. Get value. Expa. 3, 5, 5. Unary operator. 3, 5, 5. 1. Runtime semantics. Evaluation. Unary expression. Unary expression. Let X be. Evaluation of unary expression. Let old value be. To numeric. Get value. Expa. If old value is a number, then a return number. Unary minus old value 4. Else AB. Assert. Old value is a big int. Return big int. Unary minus old value. The unary operator converts its operand to a numeric value and then negates it. Negating plus 0. Note. Produces minus 0. And negating minus 0 produces plus 0. Bitwise not operator. Unary expression. Unary expression. 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1. Runtime semantics. Evaluation. Let X be. Evaluation of unary expression. Let old value be to numeric. Get value expr if old value is a number, then a return number, bitwise not. Old value 4. Else ab. Assert. Old value is a big int. Return big int, bitwise not. Old value. Logical not operator. Unary expression. Unary expression. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Let x be. Evaluation of unary expression. Let old value be to Boolean. Get value expr if old value is true. Return false. Return true. 3.6 exponentiation operator syntax. Exponentiation expression. Yield await. Unary expression yield await. Update expression yield await. Exponentiation expression yield await. ECMA International 2024 273 136 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Exponentiation expression. Update expression. Exponentiation expression. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E. Capital S T R I N G. Capital O R. Capital N U M E R I C. Capital B I N A R Y. Capital E. Update expression. Exponentiation expression. 3.7 multiplicative operators syntax. Multiplicative expression. Yield await. Exponentiation expression yield await. Multiplicative expression yield await. Multiplicative operator. Exponentiation expression yield await. Multiplicative operator. 1 of percent. 3, 7. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Multiplicative expression. Multiplicative expression. Multiplicative operator exponent. IASHN expression. Let op text be the source text match by multiplicative operator. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E. Capital S T R I N G. Capital O R. Capital N U M E R I C. Capital B I N A R Y. Capital E. Multiplicative expression. Text. Exponentiation expression. 3.8 additive operators syntax. Additive expression. Yield await. Multiplicative expression yield await. Additive expression yield await plus multiplicative expression yield await. Additive expression yield await. Multiplicative expression yield await. 3, 8, 1. The addition operator plus. Note the addition operator either performs string concatenation or numeric addition. 3, 8, 1. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Additive expression. Additive expression plus multiplicative expression. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E. Capital S T R I N G. Capital O R. Capital N U M E R I C. Capital B I N A R Y. Capital E. Additive expression plus multiplicative expression. Note, the operator performs multiplication, producing the product of its operands. The operator performs division, producing the quotient of its operands. The percent operator yields the remainder of its operands from an implied division. 274. Copyright sign. ECMA International 2024. 138. To the subtraction operator. 3, 8, 2. 1 runtime semantics. Evaluation. Additive expression. Additive expression. Multiplicative expression. Return. Capital E V A L U A T E. Capital S T R I N G. Capital O R. Capital N U M E R I C. capital B, I, N, A, R, Y, capital E, additive expression, multiplicative expression, 3.9 bitwise shift operators syntax, shift expression, yield, await, additive expression yield await, shift expression yield await, additive expression yield await, shift expression yield await, additive expression yield await, shift expression yield await, additive expression yield await, 3, 9, 1 the left shift operator, 3, 9, 1, 1 runtime semantics, evaluation, shift expression, additive expression, return, capital E, V, A, L, U, A, T, E, capital S, T, R, I, N, G, capital O, R, capital N, U, M, E, R, I, C, capital B, I, N, A, R, Y, capital E, shift expression, additive expression, 3, 9, to the signed right shift operator, 3, 9, 2, 1 runtime semantics, evaluation, shift expression, additive expression, return, capital E, V, A, L, U, A, T, E, capital S, T, R, I, N, G, capital O, R, capital N, U, M, E, R, I, C, capital B, I, N, A, R, Y, capital E, shift expression, additive expression, 3, 9, 3 the unsigned right shift operator. Note, the operator performs subtraction, producing the difference of its operands. Note performs a bitwise left shift operation on the left operand by the amount specified by the right operand. Note performs a sign filling bitwise